This is the story of the Kadamba dynasty, the first local kingdom that truly brought the Kannada language and land to life. It didn't start on a battlefield, but in the respected halls of learning. In the heart of Talagunda, Shivamoga, a young Vedic Brahmin named Mayurashama, with his teacher Virashama, was dedicated to knowledge. He travelled to Kanchi, the Grand Pallava capital, a famous centre for advanced studies. The Pallavas were in charge. Their power was rarely questioned. A clash with a Pallava horseman, an officer's insult. His Brahmin status was dismissed. The public humiliation sparked a fire. In anger, he threw off his scholar's robes. "Let the kusha grass perish. Let the ladle perish. I will take up the sword to carve out a kingdom." In the Western Ghats near Shriparvata, he gathered loyal followers, trained them in guerrilla warfare, and attacked Pallava outposts and supply lines. Victories demanded recognition, sovereignty from the Western Sea to the Prehara River. Around 345 CE, Mayurashama founded the Kadamba dynasty and chose Banavasi as his capital. The city of Banavasi, on the Varada River, surrounded by the Western Ghats. More than just a political capital, it was the cultural and spiritual soul of the kingdom. Its fame was even older than the kadambas. It was mentioned by Ptolemy himself. Forests, hills, and history. Mayurashama chose well. Imagine ancient Banavasi, bustling markets, caravans, artisans, scholars debating in courtyards. The air was heavy with pepper and sandalwood from the surrounding forests. A carefully planned city with the fort, palace, administration, and granaries at its centre. The noble, merchant, and common classes were arranged in a grid, protected by ramparts and a moat. The Varada, a lifeline carrying water and goods. Watchtowers and dense forest, defences used in rebellion. Coastal ports connected to the southern Deccan. Exports, pepper, cardamom, teak, sandalwood. Imports, horses, precious gems, textiles. Protected routes brought prosperity, the arts flourished, proclamations were made, and early Kannada inscriptions were carved. As the poet Pampa sang, "Eternal happiness, blessed to be born here, even as a bee or a cuckoo." Soft singing in background. Mayurashama started the fire. Kakustavarma, his descendant, raised it to its peak in the 5th century. A clever politician and a fierce warrior, the most powerful Kadamba ruler. Huge expansion, success in diplomacy, power beyond just weapons. Royal marriages with the Guptas and Western Gangas secured Kadamba influence across India. The Talagunda inscription beautifully records these alliances, even mentioning the names of Gupta kings. Alliances created buffers, bringing peace, stability, and prosperity. Efficient administration, loyal officers and political relatives managed districts and regions. Revenue, law, and agriculture were prioritized. Inscriptions mentioned taxes and land grants. The king was great, aided by his ministers. Territories were consolidated and expanded. Kadamba power spread across the Deccan. Peace allowed resources to be spent on roads, bridges, tanks, and temples. Art and literature flourished. True power, military strength, diplomatic wisdom, and efficient administration. A legacy that established the Kadambas as a cornerstone in South Indian history. The Kadambas lifted Kannada, once the language of the people, into an administrative and cultural force. Courts had long preferred Sanskrit and Prakrit. The Kadambas gave Kannada equality and pride. The Halmidi inscription, from around 450 CE during Kakustavarma's time, is the earliest full-length Kannada inscription. A land grant to the warrior Vijayarasa, written in early Old Kannada, unmistakably Kannada. Political orders and land records in Kannada created a demand for scribes, officials, and poets. The Kadamba script, an ancestor of modern Kannada and Telugu, shaped the letters we use. This linguistic self-assertion paved the way for the Chalukyas, Rashtrakutas, and classical Kannada literature. devout in Vedic Hinduism and Ashwamedha rituals. Kadamba kings also supported Jainism, along with their queens and officials. Their temples, simple unified stepped kadamba shikara, topped with a kalasha, a square sanctum and mandapa, clean lines and geometry that shaped Karnataka's temple style. Look at the Pranaveshwara at Talagunda, the Puvaraha Narasimha, and Jain Basadi at Halasi, and the Madhukeshwara at Banavasi. Inscriptions, like the poetic verse at Talagunda, describe Mayurashama's rise and record donations, tanks and basadis. These stones preserve genealogies, divisions, policies and social life. The land holds their memory. Every great empire faces decline, and so did the Kadambas of Banavasi. In the mid-6th century, the Chalukyas of Badami rose. Pulakeshi then consolidated power. Kirtivarman campaigned, conquered Banavasi, and absorbed the Kadamba lands. The main line ended, but the Kadamba name lived on in branches under the Chalukyas and later the Rashtrakutas. Small Kadamba kingdoms grew in and from Kannada, Goa, Hangal, Belur, keeping the legacy alive. They nurtured local culture, built Kadamba-style temples, and issued Kannada inscriptions for centuries. Chalukya attacks, and from within, succession disputes, decentralization, vast borders, and ambitious vassal states put pressure on the center. The twilight of the Kadambas became the dawn of the Chalukya Empire. Yet, the Kadambas shaped Karnataka's identity, the first to use Kannada for administration, and the first to establish a true Kannada state. A sovereign local dynasty gave pride and a political heart to the Kannada people. The linguistic and cultural outlines of modern Karnataka owe much to Mayurashama and his successors. Their echoes remain in the temples, in the inscriptions, and in the heart of Karnataka's identity.